All right, part three. We're going to talk in this section about the shape of the different distributions. This gets back to the stuff we did in the data visualization section when we looked at different shapes of distributions and what that meant for and what the different shapes we could possibly see were. That's when we talked about positive skew, negative skew, normal. So. Let's say that you were applying for a job and the company advertised that their average salary was over $53,000 a year. Would that seem an attractive position coming right out of college? Well, it depends on the average. We want to ask which average, because when distributions aren't normal, it's very important to ask what sort of average are we talking about? Skewed data can greatly influence the mean, but it's not going to influence the median, and it's going to have nothing to do with what the mode is. Here's a listing of the distribution of salaries. Here's a listing. Ernesto, stop talking. Here's a listing of the distribution of salaries. We can see that there's 10 people making a salary of $20,000, 2 making $23,000, and then you can see all the different ones. Most people, it appears, are making not much money, making lower amounts of money, whereas you have a few highly paid people at the upper end. If we graph this, we can see that it's heavily weighted toward the lower end of the distribution. This would be a positively skewed distribution. But let's see what this does to the different measures of central tendency. The mean would fall right about there, but look at that, almost just all but 3 scores are actually less than the mean in this case. So that's a strange result to see. So again, here's the mean. The median, however, is 21,500. So much better representation of what we're actually seeing. That median score is right down there, really providing a good description. Again, half of the people make less, half the people make more. And then finally, bringing in the mode, we'll see that the mode is not at all affected by the extreme score. The mode is 20,000 because that's the most common salary at the company. So very different pictures told by those 3 different measures of central tendency. And the reason for that is that those people way up at the top end, those are extreme scores that are bringing the mean up. If you think about how the mean is calculated mathematically, the sum of all of the scores over the total number of scores, and then we'll think, okay, those big salaries are going to add a lot to that numerator there. Another example of extreme scores here, imagine that you have a 3rd graduate assistant. You can see their set of scores. There's one extremely low score in this case. The distribution otherwise looks exactly like the one for the 2nd graduate assistant. When we calculate this mean, we'll see that it's now 66, whereas the median and the mode remain at 75. Why is it lower? Well, remember, whatever direction that really extreme score is in, it's going to drag the mean down that way.